There are a lot of options for what you can buy to help you with your breastfeeding journey, but today we're going to talk about my favorite 5 tools that I never regretted buying. Sometimes having the right tool can make a world of a difference, just like number 5 did for me. It completely transformed my breastfeeding experience. But we're also going to be talking about one tool that gets used a lot in the wrong context, and it can actually lead to lower milk supply and dehydration in our babies. So let's get started. Number 1 is milk pads. Somebody gifted me this tit kit thing, which I think is pretty cool. This is my favorite. This is not sponsored, but look at this. This is pretty cool. This is my favorite part. I remember waking up just being covered in milk because you'll leak in the nighttime, you'll leak at different times, and having something to catch. Oh, this is very noisy. 1 second. Having something to catch the milk that's leaking was so helpful. So you have 2 options when it comes to milk pads. You have the reusable kind, which are like these. You can wash them and you can just reuse them. Then you have the disposable kind. They are worse for the environment, right? But there's pros and cons for each. The cons for these, I tried the reusable ones and I couldn't get them soft again. They were always kind of rough. They would irritate me and they would not collect as much milk as the other ones could. With the disposable ones, it does lessen the chance that you're going to develop a sort of yeast infection because sometimes these reusable ones can trap moisture and they sit too long. So if you're going to use reusable milk pads, you need to be swapping them frequently. You're definitely going to need more than 4. You know, you're going to need a lot more than 4 because you need to be swapping them out as soon as they get wet. You shouldn't keep warm, wet things against you during this time. This can lead to developing a sort of fungal infection. So that is the pro with the disposable ones, is they tend to keep your nipples more dry than the reusable ones, but they are worse for the environment, obviously. Number 2 is a nursing bra. I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff I don't need, right? So when I was pregnant, I just thought, I already have a bra. I don't need to buy more bras. But having a comfortable nursing bra that fits you well, number 1, your boobs are going to grow dramatically during pregnancy. And then when your milk comes in, they're going to grow even more. They're going to be full. So you're going to need a different size bra because a too tight bra, it can lead to mastitis and clogged ducts and discomfort. You want to be comfortable during the season and you want to take care of yourself. So getting a nursing bra, I actually opted for nursing sports bras. That way when my body was healed more and I could go out and go running or go move, I could still have the ease of like unclipping if I got home and my baby needed milk right away. Nursing bras, they really do make a difference. Number 3, a nursing pillow. This, honestly, the convenience of having this, the reason why you want a nursing pillow, of course you can use regular bed pillows, but with a nursing pillow, you are getting yourself in a better position to breastfeed. It's getting your baby lifted up and brought to your breast rather than rounding your shoulders and leaning over towards your baby to feed them. Nursing pillows also help us align the baby more comfortably and more properly, which is tummy to tummy, head, neck, spine in a straight line. Having this as a tool, I just found I used it from day 1 until my baby stopped breastfeeding. I was always happy to have this with me, and it made my shoulders relax a little bit more. It made me sit up a bit straighter, and it got my baby in a better position to latch so that they could latch even deeper. I have linked all these tools below because by clicking these links, it's a free way to you to support this channel, and another free way is to subscribe. Tool number 4. Get off of me. Tool number 4 is a breast pump. This is the Spectra, which I'm actually about to get ready to do another video on how to assemble a Spectra. Having one is so convenient to have around, especially if you're planning to go back to work or you need to increase your milk supply and your baby is low birth weight, premature, they're struggling with feeding. you want to provide all this breast milk for them, but you're having a hard time with actually breastfeeding them, a pump is so helpful. There are a number of different types of pumps. You have the hospital grade electric pumps, you have hands-free pumps, you have a hand pump, and you have the Haakaa. Which brings me to number 5. This is honestly one of my favorite tools ever for breastfeeding. Every time I do a home visit and I work with mummies, I bring one of these just to gift them. This is not sponsored either. I just genuinely love this tool because when I started breastfeeding, and you will notice this if you've already breastfeed or if you're in the middle of it, you're feeding on one side, right? The other breast is having a letdown, which means it fills up even more with milk, and it is uncomfortable. And it's like, and then after you're done feeding, one side is massive and full and the other side is like less, and you just want to have a little bit of relief. That is where this comes in. And to be honest, sometimes this Haakaa, it would collect more milk than my breast pump would by pumping. I measured it out. I tested it a bunch of times and on both sides. And it's just like, sometimes the Haakaa, I would say probably 7 times out of 10, the Haakaa got more milk out than my pump did. And I always had an electric hospital grade pump because all my babies were premature and all my babies struggled to feed. It's really easy to put on. You're going to fold it inside out. And then, here's my boob. I'll be right back. Got it. So, flip it inside out. And then, here's your boob. You put it over the nipple, over the areola, and then allow it to just suction on. You can do this, but honestly, just by doing this, you're creating a vacuum of negative pressure inside of here, which is going to pull the liquid out of your breast. It's going to collect and it's going to start to fill up. And you can see on the side, this one holds 4 ounces of breast milk. Then you could store it and you have a whole bottle. Now I have 2 things that I want to talk about, which are kind of like bonus. Number 1 is Colostrum Collectors. This is also by Haakaa. This was huge because some mummies, you're going to leak colostrum before you even have your baby. So this is a way to collect it. It's so soft, it's comfortable, and you can also hand express in the hospital and put some in here. You can freeze these. This is much more comfortable to use for the baby than, say, like a plastic syringe. Because sometimes, right, our baby's not breastfeeding and we use syringe or a spoon to help our baby take in some colostrum. Look how comfortable this is. This is so soft compared to this tough plastic right here. So I loved having this. This was so helpful. I was able to store and freeze a bunch of colostrum through these little vials. And just like a bonus thing, because not everybody needs it. It's like a nice to have, but not really a need to have. But I like them. And the last tool that I want to talk about that often gets misused and can lead to lower milk supply and dehydration are nipple shields. So as you see, there'll be different sizes. This is a 16 millimeter. You'll also have a 24 and you have a 20. So all depends on your nipple size as to what size you're going to be. But these are the Medela ones. I really do like their products a lot. I use them myself. I use them with the mummies. So it's going to come with 2. It's going to come with 2 nipple shields. Okay. And it's the same kind of thing. Putting them on, you do the same kind of thing that you would with the Haakaa. You're going to turn it inside out. So it's turned inside out like this. Come on, camera. And then you put it on top of the nipple. And then allow this to kind of suction it as well. So it should create a negative vacuum. Always check that there's milk coming out of here before you latch your baby. You should hand squeeze and make sure milk is pooling at the front of it so that they can get the milk out. Now, who is this for? This is a great tool for babies who have any sort of anomaly in their mouth, that they're struggling, they have tongue tie, anything like this. This can really be a useful tool. But if somebody is just handing you this tool, which I've worked with so many mommies who actually don't need to be using this, if they just hand it to you because you're having a hard time breastfeeding, it's not the context that it's made for, right? And the reason why it can reduce milk supply is because sometimes it reduces the amount of milk that gets removed from our body. And I personally know somebody who was so dependent on the Nipple Shield that she used it every single feed and didn't realize her baby actually wasn't taking any milk from her because she was just exhausted, she was overwhelmed, and her baby became severely dehydrated and had to go to the hospital. So always, always, always make sure that the milk is coming out of the Nipple Shield and it's coming out of your breast before your baby latches, that it's pooling at the end of it. It's easy to become dependent on this. That's the only thing. So I don't use this very often with the mummies that I work with. We focus more on finding positions that are comfortable, doing some tongue exercises, some lip exercises with the baby so that they're able to get a deeper latch, working on compressing the breast, just finding a way that you can feed comfortably with your baby and not have to depend on something external to make it comfortable for you. It can be a great tool in certain circumstances, but there are cautions that I do want to send out so that if you are using it, you just know, watch your baby, make sure milk is coming out, make sure they're getting enough, check their diapers. Is there anything I missed? What tools did you use that just made a world of a difference for you? Put it below. If you found anything helpful in this video at all, please like it and subscribe. That's going to get it out to more mummies. And if you're interested in boosting your milk supply, I got that video for you right here. Love ya. See ya, pizza.